Welcome back to Carpathian Countryside for episode 27 with me, MrSealyp. It's a very strange thing. Well, I say it's a very strange thing. Last episode I'd started my wheat harvest. I've got just over 69,000 litres, which is going to go into my silo for storage. I recorded a whole section for a time lapse of the harvester going backwards and forwards up and down the field. And I mentioned this a little while back. I've had this odd little thing every now and again where when I'm recording it seems to stick, and someone says, oh, it's because you're recording on PS5. I've never had a problem recording on PS5 ever, but I'm not technically recording, well I mean I am, but I'm not, because I've got my Elgato on my PC and my PlayStation goes into the Elgato and then the Elgato comes out to the TV, so vice versa, you know, for my console stuff. So I have to have my PC on for it to work. But I keep getting this weird thing where it glitches, where it'll record, and then it will freeze, and then it will jump a little bit further ahead. I recorded the entire time lapse, and none of it would play. It seems to work much better if I'm recording and I'm talking at the same time. I never have a problem. If I stop talking and try and do a time lapse, for some reason, it freezes and it won't work. So the whole time lapse, poof, out the window, gone. Couldn't do anything about it. Apologies for that. But, all that being said, I still have my prep work to be done on the field. So I'm using the Sadie. I said I was going to. We're going to get straw swaths off. I've already done a little bit. But I've come back out for the next load, 50,000 litres. This thing's working like an absolute dream. It's brilliant. Self-propelled forage trailer. It works brilliantly. So yeah, I'm going to go around now. I'm going to get this done. And then I'm going to mulch. I'm not too sure about crop though. What I'm going to do about putting a crop in it. I've got this potato harvest to do as well. Like I said, I'm going to lease a potato harvester. So the money from the potato harvest, it will kind of, my money will drop, it will go up. It's just going to bounce around a little bit. We'll find equilibrium somewhere along the line. I've always got my chipboards I can sell as those are chugging through, so it will all balance itself out in the end. So I will see you in a little while. There'll be a little bit of this finishing off, and then probably mulching. Then liming. I probably need to lime this, don't I? Yeah, I need to get my my pH level sorted out on it. I'll do that before mulching. I don't know. Whichever, it will come up, you'll see something. And then what am I doing next? I haven't even decided yet. It's all a bit up in the air at the moment, which is fine, I don't mind that. It makes it a surprise for me as well as it's a surprise for you, so I'll see you in a little bit. get rid of the grape. It's one of those days. The grape juice that I've got out of the transport company. This keeps coming up every time I bring grape juice here. It says it's not accepted, but it takes it and I get paid. It's very peculiar. I don't know why it's doing it. Oh, got a bit of jostling of pallets there, but we're doing all right from the grape juice as well. Yeah, grape juice not accepted here, and then it's taking it and being paid. It did that last time. I don't know why it's doing it, but it happens. Oh, that's not going to work because it won't take it on its side. I'm going to have to get out and put that right. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, is it? Unknown is not accepted. I don't know what that is either. Every time it does that, something unknown is on there. Probably a little bit of my soul every time. Brilliant stuff. Grape juice done. I'll probably do more chipboards. I'll probably do. I do it every now and again. I do a little time lapse, but I'll probably do it off camera. Potato harvest. Then I need to crack on with those. We'll see you probably in August 2, I suppose. I'll get those done off camera. You've seen me doing potatoes before. Like I say, I'm probably going to lease the harvest throughout the Colossus pack, maybe. So we're into August 2. I was just checking on the sheep. They've been fed various different grape musts and things. What I have been doing is, as I said about the grape must splitting on the hour, if I've set it to distribution between here, which is where I'm producing solid fertiliser, or over at our fabric spinnery, is the word I'm looking for. So I've been getting it coming out in pallets. What I was doing was taking it all over to the spinnery. Once the spinnery was producing a fair bit of leatherette, I thought what we would do, and I've been taking the odd one over to here. So as it stands at the moment, we've got 843 litres left in there of a full pallet. So we've got 9,121 litres of solid fertiliser being produced. That's been chugging away on and off as it's been going, which is amazing. Very happy with that. Right, I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab the little telehandler because it's time, I think, for the tailors. We're going to put in our little tailors. It's time for a good shoe-in. Is there such a thing as a good shoe-in? I don't think there is. Is that? That's another one of those phrases. I was just thinking about that. I mean, that came from my cadet days. I remember that. It was. It's like when someone said, "Oh, we're going to put the boot in." You know, it was that. You'll get a good shoe-in. Was, you know, when people giving you a hefty kick kind of thing. Is that a thing is it global? Is that one of those phrases that carries over? Do people have a version of that? I guess putting the boot in is one of them. It's not the most pleasant of things, is it? When you think about what it actually means, it's a bit grim, but yeah, it was always, you know, you'll get a good shoe in some. Not that, you know, my dad said it, but it's that kind of cockney thing, isn't it? So, leatherette. We've got some grape must still in there. I did bring over a little bit of wool. I didn't have a lot, and that's produced 313 litres of fabric. Because that's a 2 to 1. So no, not 2 to 1. Well, yeah, technically you lose half of it. So I had about 600, 700 litres. So there's a little bit of grape must left. We've got some recycled polyester and polymers, and we've got 4,199 litres of grape leatherette stored, because this is full now. So we've got another 4 of these pallets. So I thought, well, now's the time really, in this little gap here, to put our tailor shopping. So that's what we're going to do. And there it is, 100 grand. We should make that money back, because all of our grapes we've still got left to harvest, all of that up the top there with the olive trees and stuff, we'll have so much grape going in, that will chug away for absolutely ages. So the amount of must we'll get from that, the amount of grape juice is doing well. It pays out quite nicely. So as far as our leatherette goes, we'll be absolutely laughing. Now, one thing I did say, which I haven't checked because this is all part of that pack, was whether you needed fabric as well as leatherette to make the objects. So it probably says in that building, doesn't it, over at the the main grape processing. I forgot. I didn't even say forgot. Artisanal. I bet it says in the front of here as well. Oh no, that's yeah. Fabric artisanal. So clothes. No, fabric for clothes, shoes and belts. Just require leatherette. Shoes are 2 to 1, so we're going to lose some. But wow, okay, leatherette to belts. So you're either going to get a good shoe in or belt up. Belt up, son. Come on. Right. What's that for then? Oh, of course, yeah. It's the tailors, isn't it? We've got a wardrobe. Oh, right. Let's take that away. I think the other bit's around this side, is it? Yep, around there. Why not? We've got it all here. Time. That's what time is of the essence. It's not really, is it? Do this any speed I like. I'm not sure what's going to be happening. I think we're going to be into September, possibly September 2, I think, before we get any of the other things we need. Our corn potentially as we go into September, but there might be corn harvest elsewhere. Last year, the corn harvest kind of skipped. We didn't get any. So what I'll be doing is I'll be leasing corn headers. Oh, will I buy them? I don't know. I might buy, but I think we might just lease for the time being. I was looking, and I can't remember whether or not I found one. You know the Crusetto. Is it Crusetto? The corn headers that fold. You know, one bit goes below, one bit goes above. Have we got any of those in FS22? I'm trying to think. I know we've got folding corn headers. I'm going to have to have a look, because I did like those. Or was it FS19? It's very weird, as I said earlier. 50! I can't get my head around it. I'm actually, no joke, I'm sitting here, it's my 50th. I'm sitting here on my 50th birthday. Everyone's still asleep. It's just kind of sinking in, really. It's pretty cool, though. It's one of those ones I've been incredibly... I haven't cared about any of my other birthdays. Hit 30, wasn't bothered. Hit 40, wasn't bothered. And in between, haven't been bothered. But for some reason, I think I've talked about this before in previous, probably on this Let's Play, but Let's Plays as I've been doing stuff. I've been very introspective of late and very, I don't know what it is. I suppose as you get older you do, don't you? But it's a weird feeling. And so we got back fairly late last night because we went out for dinner, which was it was amazing, absolutely amazing. My wife said to me, "Do you feel 50?" I was like, "No." You know, people say, "Do you feel older?" No, of course not. But yeah. Some days you do, don't you? Some days you don't. It's like anything. Some days you feel your age. I suppose that's the same. That gets worse as you get older, I suppose. I suppose with everything that's been going on with my leg, health-wise, it's that kind of... Yeah, I would have said, 7 days ago, although that wasn't really age-related, that was just, I've got a cut or a bite or something on my leg, and yeah, that wasn't anything to do with age, but at that point you're feeling like, oh man. Put that in. Make sure the silver's switched on. Should do shoes and belts. Yeah, why not? I think the shoes. Do the shoes take longer, or it's just it's less? No, it's not. Same cycles, isn't it? It's just different recipe. 2 to 1, 2 to 10, and it's 2,880 per month. We'll see how it works out. We'll see what we get out first. And yeah, it's all a bit different, isn't it? I've got my controllers doing that thing again, that really annoying It keeps sweeping to the side. If I let go of it, look, I'm not touching that now. This is my second controller that's done this. I've tried, all the advice I got last time, I've tried taking out the mushrooms, joysticks, I've heard some, cleaning it all. I've done a thing where you pull the mushroom up and out, you rotate it around at its maximum. I've tried out everything. And it's it doesn't do it all the time as well, which is really weird. But when it does, especially when I'm trying to edit or I'm trying to do a bit, you know, where it's where I'm filming something, I'm trying to get an angle like now. Oh, it stopped. That's all right. But slightest little touch and off it goes. There you go. I'm not doing anything now, and that's just. Well, I suppose that's quite a nice smooth panning shot. I can use it for that, can't I, as I go. So what we'll do now, let those chug away. Only 9:30 in the morning. I haven't really got any other jobs to do. I suppose I could do some more mowing if I want to do a bit more mowing here and there. But oh, I didn't show you. Did I show you? No, I haven't, have I? How much straw we got using the Sadie, which went really well. Better than expected. No, I didn't film me mulching the field, but oh, actually no, I know what I can do. What have we got in here? 267,000 litres of grass because I've fed some to the sheep, and straw 301,671 litres off of that field, plus the bales we've got all stored away anyway. I'm pretty sure that we can, not that we're necessarily going to go that far now because we're in year, is it the fourth harvest? I think so. Is, where are we? Planting season green. I could put canola in the ground now. Canola into September, I could do it now. And then there's the wheat and barley, which I could put in. I still find that fascinating that I know the cycles are completely different, but it's usually that if you do a planting like immediately, normally, that would be a winter crop that would come out earlier the following year. But it's interesting that, well, I suppose it is early. When you look at the rest of the harvest stuff, it's all October, November time, which is traditionally harvest, and in schools and churches it's harvest festival. So I suppose the fact that you are harvesting in July, August for or even June for the barley, but wheat, barley, canola and oats, I guess technically it is a winter crop, isn't it? It's come through quite quick. Anyway, I'm rambling. And oh, potatoes as well. That was over. The potato harvests I did. That's why the money's not as high as it should have been or could have been, because I leased the potato harvester. We had 100,000 litres exactly left over from previous harvestings. We've now got 214,747. So those potato harvest contracts that I took on by accident when it was that kind of, oh, quick, harvest, grab them, and I did, and then suddenly thought, oh, okay, it's potatoes. We gained another 114,000 litres. So I guess the other thing I could do at this point, be a lot of productions all in one go, although it's not an expensive one. I was thinking of one of the Matana ones. I said that before, didn't I? One of the little potato processing ones. I think it does French fries, and I think maybe Calmsden. I think I used it on last. I'm trying to think when it was. But anyway, so we could plant canola now actually for next year. Shall we do that? Shall we grab the seed around? Let's grab the seed around, put some canola in the ground. Now I can't remember if I've got any seed stored away anywhere. I did buy some seed for our little grape orchards around there, but it's whether or not I've got any in that store. I think I've got, it depends actually if there's any left in the seeder itself. Oh yeah, 2,405 litres. Brilliant stuff. Where's my trusty Fent? Oh, I'm sorry if I said that before. This just sounds great. Now I'm 50. I'm paying far more attention. I know I always say it and I keep saying it, but I'm paying far more attention to the little things. So we want to change that to canola. Let's head out. Missed my turn. Brilliant. The yard is changing, evolving. So that's all sorted. I suppose what we should be doing as well, because I watch Cole the Corn Star and they go out and they do their crop checks. It's something we don't do as well, but have a check on our corn. It all seems to be going rather well. Yep, don't know what I'm looking for, but it looks good. I was hoping I'd have one of those, you know, those perfectly aligned moments where I get a corn header comes up really cheap in the used vehicles. At the moment, there's a hook lift lorry and a forage harvester. I think it's forage harvester. Let's double check that. Oh yeah, that I sold. So that's that up in there now. Yeah, Phoenix IT Runner Edition. Now let's have. Oh, that's not bad, is it? Not a bad price either. An easy flow header, but I'm fine. I'm fine for lorries and things. So this will then need to be fertilised. So our pH level sorted. We did that with our lime, and then we'll get this in the ground. And away we go. Well, I'm wondering whether I need a front weight on this actually, possibly. And then once that's done, yeah, so we'll get our nitrogen sorted out and then we'll roll it. We'll be good to go. And then hopefully, as we move into September 1, we'll either get some corn contracts or they'll appear and disappear, because there's still sunflower in some of the fields as well. That doesn't seem to be, again, they don't seem to be that close to harvest yet, so I don't know if it's going to be like September 2 maybe they'll all become available, potentially. And as we move into September, is it September or October that our grapes or olives might be ready? I want to use that olive shaker. Again, that's all going to be very dependent on whether or not me planting those trees and then grassing around them, whether I nerfed it up big time, to see whether we actually do get any olives off of it. So if we do get olives off it, we'll use the shaker, because I'm curious. That'll be the first Let's Play in however many I've planted those trees and then not actually got to a point where I've harvested them, so then that'll be a first, won't it? Get some olive oil underway. Now chipboard production is just stellar. It's that first full lot that I put in there, I think I've still got 150,000 litres in there, which is still chugging away. I'm still making money. I think I've paid for the sawmill and that little, you know, the other, the wood chipper, the stationary wood chipper, and I think in that stationary wood chipper I've still got another, I want to say 250,000 litres of wood chip to go in, so that will keep chugging away, making chipboard for absolutely ages. And every couple of days I've got enough pallets to take them through and make about 18 grand, something like that. So nice little earner, isn't it? Bit of a side hustle. People have been asking about the next episode with MrSealyp, because the stuff that everything that's been going on obviously with me the last week. She's been quite busy at work as well. It's been one of those situations where what we were doing was, the first 2 episodes we did, if she was working from home and she had no calls or meetings, like if I finished a Let's Play in the morning or a map tour, whatever it was, in between that and when mods normally drop, I mean say normally, around 3 PM here in the UK, so between sort of lunchtime and 3 PM, she would take her lunch break and we would record an episode. The problem was, because I then had to go around to hospital last week to have the drip done, I would do a video, go around to the hospital, have my drip done, come back, mods had dropped, or maps or whatever, and I would get straight on with that. And then it never really coincided properly with us being around both at the same time. I mean, a couple of times we thought about doing it in the evening, but then once the kids were all home, it was a bit noisier, and so we thought, okay. But there are going to be more coming, definitely. MrSealyp did say we would record once a day on my birthday. We'll do a birthday episode, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. It all depends what time she gets up, and obviously the kids are all here. My brother and his family are supposed to be popping over. So I don't know. It's going to depend how busy the house gets, how quickly it gets busy. If that makes sense. Yeah, I think so. So anyway, I'm going to crack on with this. Get the canola in, and then there might be a little bit of a... Did I mention the time-lapse thing? I don't know if I did. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, at the start. Yeah, of course I did. It's been a busy 24 hours. This didn't actually end up posting on my birthday, which I thought it was going to. MrSealyp got up quite early. That was actually my birthday. I say the party was the day before, but I got a new record player for vinyl. I've known vinyl in years. My brother and his family got me. If you remember recently, we went to Diddley Squat Farm, which is out in Chadlington, off of the Clarkson's Farm series and that kind of thing. And he was sponsoring Chadlington FC, the local football club. They bought me a Chadlington FC football jersey with MrSealyp on the back in '73, for the year I was born, which was really cool. My daughter made a cake for my birthday. If you don't follow her on Instagram, I think she's on Instagram, the Baking Ginger. It was absolutely divine. So yeah, a load of them came here, and then we went to my daughter's house, and then they decided, or surprised me, said they were going to go out, and they all went and got Thai food from my favourite Thai restaurant not far down the road. It was a fantastic day, and thank you to everybody for all their kind birthday wishes, and just been lovely people. So thank you everybody. It's been lovely. I've had a fantastic couple of days. It's been absolutely brilliant. So this has been finished off Monday morning, which is not what I was anticipating, but belts. Prolific, very cool. We're on 643 litres for shoes. They are going to take a bit longer because that's halves the recipe, whereas the other one goes the other way, and shoes are worth quite a lot more. That being said, these are worth a little bit of money too. My money has gone up a bit because I've just been up and done my daily sale of chipboard. Not by a huge amount, but it's gone up a bit. Our corn isn't ready to harvest yet, nor our grapes or olives or anything like that. That's going to be September 2. However, I've had 2 fairly large contracts come up for fertilising. So I thought, you know what? I've done fertiliser spreading with my solid fertiliser, but my liquid fertiliser spreader is sat in the barn, and we've got a bit of liquid fertiliser knocking around, I think. So I'm going to use that for doing those contracts. I'll get that done, and then, so hopefully as we move into September 2, that's when we'll have all the corn, and then there's going to be olives, and there's going to be grape harvest. I'm going to use some of that new gear from the pack, but I thought while the belts are here and they're worth a bit of money, we might as well get those taken. I think the transport company and Sell Everything take these, so we'll get them taken and sold. Always nice to have a bit more walking around money and skyrocket, isn't it? It's nice to have. What else? Oh yes, that's the other thing I've got. If you follow my channel and you know for when you've watched my man cave tours and the one I did at Christmas and stuff like that, my obsession for Lego, and I've talked about that as well, that Silly G, my youngest, used to work for the Lego store and then worked for the Lego store in Leicester Square. Well, since she left there, she used to get a discount. The price of Lego seems to have rocketed in the last 6 months. It's terrifying. And there's so many new Lego sets. I keep looking online, and when we were up at the Leicester Square store with DJ Goham and Farmer Carp and Virtual Farm, we went into the Lego store. I was walking around like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. But the one that I really wanted, Lego bought out the new Defender, Land Rover Defender model, a while back. A year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago now, which I got for Christmas, yeah, probably a couple of years ago. The latest one is an old Series 90, but an off-road edition with roof rack and high lift jack and jerry cans and all this, and it's a brilliant set. And I was saying to my daughter yesterday, because a friend of hers that still works at the Leicester Square store, they meet up every now and again, and I said to her, I said, next time you go and meet him up in London, is it possible, because he still gets his discount, would it be possible to utilise his discount? Because there's a Land Rover set I want to get. What do I get for my kids on my birthday? Got the Land Rover set. They'd already bought it. It was one of those weird kind of, I just happened to mention it probably about 3 months after they bought it, but they'd already got it for me, which was just amazing. My daughter was adamant to say we did pay full price, we didn't get a discount. I was like, okay, that's fine. Wouldn't have bothered me either way. I just wanted the set. It's absolutely cool. So yeah. It's all good, and hopefully, fingers crossed, like I say, we didn't end up doing a Mr. and Mrs. Sealyp video. She's in London today at work, so I'm sure she said Tuesday is probably the next available day we can probably do one, so we might do one on Tuesday. That's the plan. Like I've always said, I mean, the plans are fluid. It's another reason why, and I do still have people messaging me saying, you know, citing different YouTubers saying that they put up a schedule every week and they have a set schedule and they do this and this day, and I said I can't. Everything around me is too fluid, it's too swirling, there's too much going on. It's very difficult to say on this day I will do this, on this day I will do that, because again, as I've said before, I don't have a separate recording room, streaming room or anything like that. I'm just kind of on the outskirts of the dining room, you know, I'm under the stairs. I've said that before. Harry Potter-esque, and it's not as straightforward as that. So you never know. One day we have looked at the option of running internet out to the man cave, which is an option potentially, because I said, well, the trouble is there's not really a lot of room out there now because I've got all my shelves and Lego. But if I move my recording setup from where it is, stuff that's out there could come in here and my stuff could go out there to record. The problem is it's not like a log cabin, it's not fully insulated, so I've got the log burner, so in the cold weather you go out and you put the log burner on. The problem is it can get a little bit damp out there every now and again. I mean, everything's absolutely fine, it's not like there's mould or anything out there, but if you've got electrical equipment and stuff, I'm just a little bit worried about TVs and all that kind of stuff out there, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. So transport company, this will probably come up saying it's not recognised or Oh no, we're taking it. 31 grand with the 2088 environmental score. Not bad at all, considering it just came from grapes. The other weird thing I've got going on at the moment is my flour. I thought, oh, it'd be brilliant, we'll get a windmill, we'll produce flour. I know it does oil as well, and it does pig food as well. And my initial was, I'll get it because we've got olive groves, we'll do the olive oil, we can put that little windmill in and it will do the oils as well. But because I had some sort of surplus, wheat I put in, it was wheat I put in there, I've got a load more now, and I thought, oh, I'll stick a load more wheat in that, we'll do a load more flour. Here's the weird thing, it's that strange situation that sometimes you get, considering that's a production, and I think sometimes the flour is better utilised as a product to be used with other things. So the flour then goes on to the bakery to be used to make an ongoing product. Because wheat on its own at the moment is worth more for 1,000 litres than 1,000 litres of flour. So I've put wheat through that production, I've made my flour, but it's actually worth less than just selling the wheat on its own. So I kind of looked and thought, oh, okay, I'm not sure. But it's the same as it was with the sugar. The sugar was the same. So the way you've got to look at it is, you know, have I got a contract with one of the local companies to supply them with flour? If I have, then I may take a little bit of a hit. But I suppose then, yeah, from a business standpoint, I suppose once you're tied into a contract and you've got to supply them, and you're producing your flour to take to them, if the price of wheat suddenly rockets, you've still got to supply them with the flour because that's the contract you've got with them. Yeah, I suppose if you've got surplus wheat, once you've fulfilled the contract, you could then sell that at a higher price. But yeah, it was a weird one. I looked and thought, oh brilliant, what's the flour worth? I thought, oh okay, that's not worth as much as I thought it was going to be. So what I'm going to do now is put this over here, ready for more belts and potentially shoes. Drop that there. Can I get around the other side of this to leave myself enough space? Let's go and grab the sprayer. I'm going to take it over to my storage. I know I've still got some liquid fertiliser in the tank over here. I can't remember how much we've got in here. I mean, to be fair, the solid fertiliser spreader spreads out to 42 metres, so it'd be quicker and easier to use that. But I think I've got more liquid fertiliser on hand at the moment. And I am still putting the odd grape must. Oh, that's empty. I'm sure I've got some over here. Yeah, I'm putting still putting the odd grape must pallet in through my little solid fertiliser production part of the grape pack. But I've got to see how much I've got. There's been a very weird thing that's been happening here. You know, I said the other day I was a bit surprised when I came to here, and it said like that pallet solid fertiliser 163 litres. And I said 3,000 litres, and when I took it out it was 8,000. For some reason, everything I'm putting into the consumable storage here, no matter the capacity, lime, herbicide, liquid fertiliser, there you go. So it's saying 1979. If I take that out, I guarantee that's 2,000 litres. So it's going in and it's saying it's a certain amount, but when it's coming out full. I don't know how it's happening. You watch it not work now. So that's 1.5. Yeah, look. Very peculiar. So it's either the wrong way around, that there's more in there than it's saying there is. So it's saying one thing here, but there is more in there. Or I don't want one of those. Or there's a problem. It almost makes you want to unload partial ones, not full ones, for that very reason. Right, 2,700 litres, let's crack on. Oh, the other thing I want to do, that's something, if I'm going to go with that, I need to activate automatic. Oh, no, we're still on the lowest value, are we? What are we on? 12 litres per hectare. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so I haven't got to do anything with that. Let's turn that back off. When we get to the field. Actually, remember what I was saying? Always double check. Always double check. Field 20, field 35, active. They pay alright, don't they? And considering I've got the stuff already here, it shouldn't cost me anything. I've got in my lowest setting. So field 20 and field 35, they should be flashing on the map anyway. But and yeah, September 2. I mean, look at these fields now. They're darker green, so they should all be good to go. So we should either get some. Is it sunflowers? Some of these as well. Yeah, so we've got some corn, some sunflower. So we should get a nice mixture of contracts, and then there's my cornfield up here. That one's going to be a doozy. I hope we get that one. I really do. So I'll be leasing some corn headers, but that's going to be, like I say, next episode. And if we look over here to our olives and our grapes, they're not ready yet either. But when they are, we will crack on with them too. Where was our flashing fields then? 35 and 20. Oh, just down the road. That's alright. Cool. So let's whiz down there and get on with it. Field 20 should be this one on my right. We'll start at the hop of the till, the top of the hill. Oh, actually, I thought I thought it peaks at the top, but it doesn't. So it doesn't matter which way around we go. Let's open this up. Let's get on with it. Excellent stuff. So we should be, we're on nearly 480, 17 for each one, 34. Yeah, so we should be up over 500,000 again. And with the money that our new tailors is making, it's pretty cool. Once I've got some more wool from the sheep, I'll stick some more in there, so we'll get regular fabric going as well, so we can sell that too. That's going to be a bit of a slower burn. And something I have noticed actually whilst running sheep is on previous incarnations, sheep herds, the wool production was more prolific. I've got 50 sheep in. That was a weird Freudian thing as well, wasn't it? Considering it was my 50. Oh, maybe I'm reading more into that. It's like when people, star signs and that kind of stuff. Why I picked 50? I think it was just because the actual animal trailer held 50, so I thought, oh, I'll do 50. Just kind of matched up rather nicely. But I recall, when you did sheep before, once you started getting up to those sorts of numbers, the wool production was quite, I remember Sussex Farms, and that might have been FS17 now I'm thinking. The amount of wool I was getting daily was brilliant, absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure I didn't have that many. When they reproduce, we'll get some more, but the wool production seems a little bit slow, but not the end of the world, we are getting some. Still doing our bits. I have been hiring workers. That was something someone mentioned and said when I started out. I was talking about it was all about getting more machinery, more workers from the local community, and I have built up my machinery, so I've got some bigger stuff now. I went from 4 harvesters to 2, but they do more work quicker. I am picking up more contracts, and in a situation like this, I will hire a worker. Once I've done the outsides, I'm good to go. We'll get workers going. I've been doing the same for some of the contracts I've done off screen. We are still hiring workers, we're still employing people in the local community. The plan moving forward, again, it's that thing of, I'm not saying I'm going to stay on here for another 20-30 episodes, but if I was going to continue this farm onwards, the plan would be to buy more Rossel mash harvesters, so potentially I would have then 4 bigger harvesters running. So I would be employing more people as we move forward. That would be the plan. a lot of corn. Like I say, last year it skipped for some reason. It does it sometimes. So when it got round to when the corn harvests were ready to go, I didn't get a single corn harvest come up as a contract. And there we have it. I wasn't anticipating doing fertilising, so nice little bonus on top. But new production in them. Can't wait to get a shoe palette. I don't know why it's that kind of. I say it's a new product, it's a new thing, and yeah. Again, right direction. We're going where we need to be going. Rolling through, getting our jobs done. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you are, and if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should do, whatever you should choose to do, not whatever you do, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.